Hello and welcome to another Matchday Live. I'm Liam Burton, and usually next to me to discuss team news is Kath Faulkner, but she's not here today. In true Valentine's style, I'm all on my own at the football. So let's start things off by having a look at today's lineup. Here we go. Here it is. Obviously, I've disappeared now because I'm in the middle, but Jack Stevens in goal. No huge surprise there. We've got Ruffles on the left, Atkinson more in sort of centre back, and Ford at right back. Going into central midfield, you've got Brannigan, Kelly, and Gorin, and then up top you've got Winnell with Barker and Sykes on the left and right. Obviously, those positions are fairly interchangeable. Then on the bench we have Simon Eastwood, Rob Hall, Matty Taylor, Jamie Hanson, Joe Grayson, Mide Shadipo and Elliot Lee. So a few changes there, as we can see. Obviously, this game that we're going into today against Wigan is a day later than we thought, which means it's going to be only 50 hours in between kickoffs, which is obviously pretty tight. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a fair few subs used today, and obviously some rotation when it comes to Tuesday's match. It will be really interesting today to see what the lineup is, or how the match pans out, and the general performance. Normally, as I say, I would speak to Kath Faulkner at this point, but she's not here, and so let's go straight to someone who can definitely talk and fill up the time. Here's Mark Sykes.
I should explain that we were talking before the camera went on about the weather. How difficult was it to come on as a sub when it was like minus 55 degrees at Bristol? How hard is that?
Yeah, I actually spoke to Sam after. I was saying the hardest part is probably warming up, because the side of the pitch, obviously the groundsmen, they work so hard on the actual pitch itself. The side of the pitch was rock hard. So it was like they were telling the boys just don't be going too hard and not chill out. So you can only do it so much, and then it's probably unfortunate. I don't know the extent of Longy's injury, but it's probably reflective in the weather as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
you don't want to go on. Joking aside about the temperatures, you don't want to go on there and do your hamstring, do you? You've got to be warmed up.
Nah. Well, to be fair, Johnny looked after us as well. He was giving us blankets and hand warmers and that, and keeping us right. Just to be fair, you sort of need them, like you say, because if you do go on quite cold and you're asked to sprint quite quick, you can pull a muscle no problem. So the weather, it is what it is, and you just got to deal with it.
Training's an adventure with Chris Shaw every day anyway, you never know what's going to happen when there's no weather. When you do go on, the manager just says make an impact, and I think you have done the last few games.
Yeah, I think that's sort of my main priority at the minute. Just come on and sort of just help the team out, sort of sacrifice what I'm good at and just work hard, and try and get myself back in the picture in a way. And to be honest, like I say, I feel like I have done that in recent weeks. And the other night when he came on and got right into the game, I think that's quite important by getting your first touch quite early, because if you come on, you don't touch a ball for a while, then you, like you say, you can start getting a bit cold and your touch might be up to speed. But I came on, I think I got the ball quite early, and then even the chance as well. To be fair, obviously I would like to score. It was quite a good tackle from the defender as well, and I mean, I'm glad the referee seen it, because if it went over and they'd have got a goal kick, I'd have looked like an idiot. But the result was really good for us and stuff, so it's sort of back on the path that we need to be on going into the weekend's game, and then obviously the semi-final on Tuesday.
Are we setting ourselves targets in the leagues, like every 5 games, 10 games?
We did at the start. I think we did at the start, but we went off it a bit, and especially when we went on our winning run, it was sort of just like game after game we couldn't wait to play, because we knew that we were quite confident. And I think that's the difference from the start of the season. I can remember the chat at the time was like, feels like we're never going to get a goal here, and now I feel like even if we concede it, we're like, so what, like we'll still go and win the game, and that's a good place to be, especially at this time of the year, like when the games are coming quick and fast. And I mean, the quicker the games come, the better for us at the minute. I know the Doncaster result, that weren't great, but performance wise we were good, and so we didn't let ourselves down in a way. And then coming up to Wigan on Saturday, we just know that we've every right to go and win the game, you know what I mean? And no doubt it'll be tough, like every game in the league, but these are the games that we need to be winning. So
you know, when you watch a 400 metres race and there's a runner on the shoulder of the leaders, that's the place to be, and that's where we are at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, and obviously you have a look at the table on that after games, and you sort of see where the playoff positions are and where the front two are, and we're right bang in it, you know what I mean? And there's, to be fair, sometimes you look at the table and it could be quite false because there's so many teams play a different amount of games, but I mean, eventually it will even itself out, and we can only look after ourselves, you know what I mean? We just keep winning and put the pressure on other teams.
Do you know what? I admire you, Mark Sykes. You come in here every day, smile on your face. Let me make you a cup of tea, but you smile on your face. It's not been easy this year, has it? You've been out the side, new baby, you're not getting any sleep. It's not been easy. How do you do that? How do you stay positive?
You just, I don't know, I suppose when I lived back home, like I always remember growing up thinking, geez, I'd love to get to England and be able to play as a professional, and I did never work back home. I just sort of played football, and when my other teammates were out working, I was going to the gym, and that we only trained Tuesday, Thursday, so obviously the money weren't overly big, but I could still live on it. So rather than going and working, and like when I went to train Tuesday, Thursdays, the boys come in from work, but like, oh, I can't be annoyed training. Whereas I was like, I can't wait to train because I haven't done anything else all week. So I mean, when I got here, I can remember it changed my life. And I came here, I literally met my partner maybe a month or two before, and I came here on my own, and then I was thinking, oh, this is a bit tough here. But then when Mrs. moved over, and then now I have a baby, and it's a completely different life, you know what I mean? And this is my life now. Like I like the thought of being able to go back home and visit family and show them the little girl and that, but this is my life, you know what I mean? Playing football every day, and if I was to go back home to do what? To go and sit in the house, you know what I mean? And maybe eventually going to have to work a different job, whereas this is the best job you can ask for, you know what I mean? So I'm sort of just thankful for that in a way, and I'm also, I know I'm good enough to play, you know what I mean? So I don't come in here thinking, oh, I'm not good enough. Like, I know I'm good enough to play in the team, so eventually when my time comes, then I've got to show it, and that's always down to me, so I don't mind putting that bit of pressure on myself.
Lovely to hear from Mark Sykes, and I am joined by Peter Rose-Brown, Oxford legend, obviously. And is this how you wanted to spend your Valentine's Day?
Not particularly. I've had better days, but then again, it's work and it happens, and you have to crack on and get on with it, don't you?
Absolutely. Obviously, Adam's been here the last few weeks, but you do the same sort of thing as him. So you're here to talk about today's match sponsor, first of all. Who are they?
Yeah, match sponsors. Ambassador Carpet Cleaning, based in Whitney. Andrew Stokes is in charge there. Been a supporter for years. I used to coach his son in the soccer courses back in the day, so he's been a big Oxford United supporter through and through. So yeah, upholstery cleaning, carpet cleaning, based in Whitney. Give him a call. Is
that domestic or business or whatever?
I think a bit of both. Obviously, you can still get out into the domestic, working around the COVID, but businesses obviously closed down at the moment. But they're allowing the
maintenance, essentially, isn't it?
Yeah, it works. It's still working hard, apparently.
Right. Okay. So I've talked to Adam about a fair few things that are going on. Fans obviously can't be here, but how else can people get involved in terms of helping the club out financially and putting their name out there? There's a big opportunity on Tuesday night.
Yeah, Tuesday's a massive game. You know, I think we're going to be in front of around about 150,000 people, because the 6 o'clock kickoff is perfect. It doesn't interfere with any Champions League or any other game that's going on. So we're going to get a lot of viewing and a lot of exposure. And we're going to have the LED around the pitch, which is what we had for the Newcastle, West Ham, Man City games, which is great. I love that. It looks so good. This looks great, what we've got here, the pad ads, but the LED is amazing. And that will be picked up. So we've got LED minutes that businesses can get involved in. Basically, they just need to give me a call or email me on rosie@oufc.co.uk, and we can get their business in front of 150,000 people for during the game. It's going to be good. And we've got things that, we've sold a match sponsor, which is great, to EB Charging. There are other opportunities too, match ball sponsors and other opportunities for Tuesday and all games, to be fair, Aleem. It's all games in the future. There's opportunities. It's not hospitality, as we know, but they're still getting a lot of stuff their money, which is good.
Yeah, there's. I saw online the other day. There's a virtual 12th man.
Yeah, we've got the virtual 12th man and virtual mascots as well, which has taken a bit of a dip this year because having all the kids on the pitch and the 12th player was great last year. This year's different. But yeah, we've still got those things available for supporters that want to come along and join us as well. So again, more details are from Adam and myself at Commercial.
So if someone thinks I'd like to sponsor something in particular, is it best to contact you and say I'd like to sponsor this, or just to contact you and say what's available?
Generally, what's available, because we've got a long menu of what we can sponsor or what the guys can sponsor. Sometimes it's like, depending on what your budget is. If you've got a small budget, we can look after you. If you've got a bigger budget, we can look after you with different things. But obviously, the partnership and what we can do for you is the businesses is more than people realise. You know, the exposure that we've got, especially now we're on the up, and another win today. Hopefully, we'll talk about that in a minute. But I think the exposure that we can give businesses and companies, whether they're local or 2 or 3 hours away or national, it makes no difference, because iFollow is amazing. They're picking up everything, and there's a lot of people every week watching and listening to us.
Well, yeah, on all the adverts for iFollow, it says if you can't be there on iFollow, and it's so true at the moment. There's sort of no other way around it. Usually at the beginning of the Matchday Live, I speak to Kath Faulkner about the footballing side of things. She's not here today. You used to play football, I believe.
Allegedly, back in the black and white days and just post-war. Yeah, you're going to ask me predictions today?
Well, I was going to ask you about the pitch. Obviously, it's been delayed a day. When you see a pitch like this that looks like a carpet, compared to when you played, this would be Wembley, wouldn't it?
Yeah, this was probably Wembley was awful back in my day. But yeah, we played on sand pits and mud pits and stuff, but nobody complained. We just rolled the sleeves up and got on with it. But yeah, it's down to just technology now with the pitches and stuff. But can I just say the staff have worked their socks off from yesterday or all week actually to get this game on. So a big credit for those guys. So yeah, it's in good condition. I've been out there. I've had a run.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a walk, and it's in great nick. So yeah, credit. Yeah, it's going to be a decent game today, I think.
I think so. It's certainly got the makings of it when you look at past performances. Obviously, it's 50 hours in between kickoffs, between now and Tuesday. How does that come into a footballer's mind? Do you think about Tuesday at all?
Personally, no. We'll be doing the commentary on BBC Radio, and we'll just concentrate on today. It's important. Gaffer's just stood at the window there trying to make me laugh.
I can see a reflection.
I know, so it's a very big reflection. Lockdown's not been good for him. And there's Faz as well. Hi guys. I think it's important for us to just. It's not going to be as easy as people make out. I know they're struggling at the bottom of the league nearly, but they've got a good squad of players, and if they put their full team out, they'll give us a go. But because they've got a few injuries, their squad's not as big as ours. So we should win today. It's how we start and how the players are, I think, just switched on to make sure that we don't think it's going to be an easy game. And I think the squad of players and staff that we've got with their faces pressed against the window is very professional. And I think we know that we've got a chance. And today's so important.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look on paper, as you say, and if you looked on paper 3 months ago when we're going into games against Hull and so on, but we managed to take from that. I think what is going on behind me, oh no, it's stopped now, is it just shows what a group, and they actually enjoy being here. Yeah,
I think you're right. I think, and also the 3 signings that we've made, last week has strengthened the squad, and they've been thrown in at the deep end, and they definitely swam rather than sink. And a couple of injuries today from Saturday or from midweek. So you look at the team today, and I haven't got a fear or problem that we'll go and win the game, as long as we start well, we press high. You got Barker starting. Shadipo will come on, no doubt. Whether Barker can have more than 45 in his locker, hasn't had a lot of football. Elliot Lee on the bench, hasn't had a lot of football, so that's probably why they dragged him out today. So I think the man management is good behind the scenes, and we know how to deal with people. Went to play 3 games on the trot, players, and no Matty Taylor today, so you've gone Winnell, fine. We'll definitely be seeing Matty Taylor on the pitch this afternoon as well, this evening.
Yeah.
So no, the squad is looking better in depth as well. Good, but better quality.
Were you a superstitious player?
I had a few, just a couple. I'd like to run out last, not because I wore 12 often, but because I just like to run out last. And back in our day, we used to have footballs in the change rooms. So I always used to like to have a football in my hands running out. So I used to hide one early on to make sure I had one. If I didn't, that's one of those things. And then the ball boys had the footballs as they were lined up as we ran out of the manor, and the ball boys had the footballs to hand to us. And I used to give a couple of quid to a ball boy to say, make sure you give it to me. But no, not superstitious at all.
The reason I ask is because beginning in December, we did the first live stream wearing a Christmas jumper.
Yeah.
Still wearing it now.
Yeah, it smells like it.
Does that mean when it comes to Tuesday night, if we win, Cup's different to League, obviously.
Yeah.
If we win, does that mean I have to wear it on Wembley Day?
No, it's a different game. Please take it off. It's like when we started the Milk Cup run in 85, 86. We won at Northampton.
Yep.
2 legs scored. Me, Ray Houghton, Charlo, Nick Johnson, Nick Harris from the radio. Nick Johnson was our commercial manager, by the way. Nick Johnson, Nick Harris, Mick Moore. 6 of us decided to grow beards and say, well, we'll shave them off when we get knocked out of the cup. Little did we know that we were going to win the cup final. So I had my beard, but Ray Houghton shaved his off the night before the cup final. And when he came out of the tunnel, I've gone, but we're going to lose now, But obviously he scored, we won. Yeah. So it was fine. So don't worry about the jumper.
Okay.
Feel free. It won't be your fault, but by the smell of it, you do need to change it. Go on.
Okay. Well, thanks very much. Obviously, it's a bit of a later kickoff today, which means floodlights will be full on at the end of the game. What's it like playing under floodlights as opposed to daylight?
It's I like a bit of drizzle, like a bit of wetness on the pitch and a bit of zip. At the Manor, we used to say that it was better, under lights and with the atmosphere, with the crowd all nice and close. A bit different, obviously, here and at this time of the world. Lights are better, but it doesn't matter. The lads will just crack on and do well. So. But we've all made predictions about what we wanted to do because I've been on the picks today, haven't we? Yesterday as well. So I've been on the OUFC picks, which was good. Made my predictions. There's a couple of those that are not obviously working because of Matty Taylor and James Henry. I said James Henry wouldn't get an assist, and I'm right because he's not involved. But if you want to get involved with the OUFC picks and challenge me for my choice, win some money. I'm not allowed to do it actually because I'm employed. Yeah, but it's a fun thing.
But you can just in your head without actually doing.
Well, I've done it. I've done. Have a look at it on the website. I've made my
it's on YouTube.
Isn't it? Yeah. I've made my predictions, and if you want to challenge me and take me on, feel free to do so.
Excellent. Well, I think we'll probably all hope you're right because everyone who wears yellow normally will back Oxford. Thanks very much for joining and talking about picks, the LED screens. One more time, if anyone wants to email you, what is your email?
Choice of 2. You've got commercial@oufc.co.uk or rosie@oufc.co.uk for LED minutes. Deadline is Monday night for the LED. Come on.
Okay, so if you think that your business could benefit from that, make sure you contact Rosie. I've got to lean in now so that I can click this, which is something Josh Ruffles has done during this week.
Hello, I'm Josh Ruffles and I'm doing the Sober House Challenge 45 keepy uppies in one take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Done. I now nominate the gaffer and Matty Taylor to take this challenge on and donate some money towards Sober House. If any other fans want to get involved as well, register online and donate and go and challenge yourself as well.
Okay, lovely. So that was a very good thing that Josh Ruffles has done, and hopefully we'll see more of that in the future. Right, okay. So I'm joined by club historian Martin Brodetsky. You heard me a few minutes ago talk about my superstitions. Do you have any superstitions yourself?
I don't. I'm not a superstitious person. I do things out of routine rather than superstitions. Like on a match day, I always feed my cats off a yellow bowl.
Okay.
But that's not superstition. I don't think bad luck if I don't do it. I think it's just something that's nice to do. So my cats get involved in the game, you know.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But apart from that, no, not really. I'm not a superstitious man.
Okay.
Touchwood.
Now, when I say how are we against Wigan,
I'm not going to talk about the last time they came here.
No, I think every Oxford fan can remember that. That wasn't the best day, but
no, in general,
including that as a figure.
Yeah.
How many have we won? How many have we lost? How many have we drawn, roughly?
Well, we've only ever played them 11 times because very rarely been in the same division. They only came into the league in 77, 78, something like that. And our first game against them was 82. And we won our first 3 games against them. And we won our last game against them.
Mm-hmm.
In between, not so much.
Okay.
So,
still 4 from 11.
So, yeah, they've won 6. So, but, you know,
yeah, we won't do aggregate scores because I think one game will slightly favour that. Right, okay, so I know some played for both, but I'm going to do my, according to Wikipedia, 2 players played on loan for both clubs, and they are McElhaney and John Joe Kenny.
Correct.
According to Wikipedia, who played more times for Wigan?
That's an interesting question. I should anticipate these questions by now. I've done some research, but I would assume McElhaney.
McElhaney played 13 times for Wigan, and John Joe Kenny, according to Wikipedia, played 7. So there you are.
So Wikipedia is correct on this occasion.
There we go. Right, okay. Who else has played for both?
The obvious one is Jay Dunkley.
Yep.
Great player for us. I'm assuming he's great for Wigan as well because he's just a great person overall.
Yeah, really positive attitude as well.
Yeah, and a lovely bloke as well. I mean, really, he take time out of his day to speak to you and things like that. He's just great. He actually remembered my name, which is more amazing. One or 2 others. You mentioned the lone players. There was Luke Garbutt as well.
Yes.
And there's been a few others as well, going back into the depths of time, whose names slip my mind at the moment. But I'm sure.
I did check. Jefferson Louis didn't play.
He didn't. No, that's not one of his million clubs.
I did check that when I look for a play for both. He's the first one I type in just to check.
Generally speaking, northern clubs weren't his sort of purview. He was sort of like it down south.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Okay. Program.
Yes. I have got one with me, but it's in my bag over there, so I won't.
Never mind.
But they exist. They are £3 plus postage. We have some left. I've had quite a few pre-orders for this one, but there are also some left. And if you want one, you can email program@oufc.co.uk. And it's too late for today, obviously, but I'm back in the stadium on Tuesday evening for some reason. And so I'll get them mailed out to you then. Yeah,
how does that work in terms of your job? Because obviously you'll have signed this one off as normal. What day do you sign them off?
For a Saturday game, which this should have been.
Yeah.
We signed it off on a Thursday. Well, actually, we did this one on a Wednesday. We're trying to bring it forward a day.
Okay. In prep for Tuesday?
Yeah. In prep for Tuesday partly, and also because we've got a new printer and they're still working out the best way of doing things. So we want to give them the best chance of getting programs in the post so that subscribers receive the programs on a match day.
Okay. And if someone wants to pay extra and have the disinfected version program that is in your bag right there, and it's been spoken about on this stream.
That very special program is actually reserved for somebody, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. There you go.
But if someone wants to, send me a tenner.
Well, can't speak, can't lie. I think that's what they say, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Well, so we've done history of the clubs, but let's have a look. What happened in November when we played them? Okay, and now I can say, as usual, I'm joined by Liam Potter. Good time to join you, Pitch.
Hello, I can't really hear you very well. I think the connection's a bit poor, but yeah, it's good to see you. I am behind the goal at the East Stand at the moment, and if I pan around, I've got the lovely looking Ox crest behind me. I hope you can hear me okay. But I thought it was befitting Year of the Ox. Why not get myself in front of the Ox?
Okay, yeah. I don't know if you've been on the pitch, but how's it feeling?
Yeah, it's feeling okay. I think it was a bit hard when I got here, but it seems to be softening up now, and yeah, it's game on. So looking forward to it.
Is it warmer than it was on Tuesday night against Bristol?
I don't think so. It's close. Bristol Rovers away it's always cold there, but I think Tuesday was a different level. I think even the gaffer was feeling a bit chilly, and that says it all really. But yeah, it's feeling okay. I can't complain too much because we all get to watch a nice game of football. So hopefully that will warm us all up anyway.
Yeah, you've also, last time I talked about the fact that if I talk to you for long enough, you'll be hit by a football, and you've chosen to go behind the goal. Are they shaping up to do any shooting practice at any point?
Yeah, they're doing shooting practice right now, so I'm being careful that there's a ball boy there just collecting the ball that's coming my way. So yeah, I'm being as careful as I can. I keep on looking over my shoulder because I'm a bit nervous.
Fair enough. Right, okay. So thanks very much for joining. From what I can tell, it's cold down there, but spirits are good?
Yeah, spirits are all good. A little bit of improvisation to do over the next few days, I think, for the lads. Obviously, we have 2 games in 3 days, in almost 48 hours, really, isn't it? So yeah, it's what it's all about. We want to play games, which is why I think the ground staff have worked so excellently to get this game on. So yeah, it should be interesting to see how the next couple of games pan out, really.
Yeah, so you've just mentioned how the ground staff have done. I wanted to do this particular link. Against us back in November, the player who scored for Wigan was Asgard. So let's see how we've got on at making sure the pitch scores. And we'll see if anyone gets that reference. So this is what they've been doing today. Liam, you've put some footage together. Thanks very much for joining. And here's what the ground staff have been doing. Okay, so game on right now. Chris Williams is getting ready to write the match report. Martin Brodetsky does the Twitter during the games. Liam Potter, who I've just been speaking to, will be doing the moments you've missed. You can listen to Rosie on the radio and join me on Instagram for updates during the actual game. If you haven't already, make sure you get your iFollow pass, and here's what you can get from them. Thanks very much for joining, and see you in 50 hours for when we take on Tranmere Rovers.
Follow in your heart, in spirit, in soul. You make every tackle, score every goal. You're part of it, wherever you are in the world. From the first minute until the last kick. Victories, heartbreaks, You're part of the fabric, the passion, devotion, supercharging emotion. For you, there is only one. Abiding loyalty, togetherness that is second to none. Follow every kick, every tackle, every goal. With access to live stream games and matchday commentary, with coverage spanning the globe. Behind the scene content, newsletters and match highlights. There is no better way for you to get closer to your club. And with iFollow sales supporting them, no better way to show your love. When you can't be there with iFollow.